brothers and sisters, generals, family, current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view, I salute and I thank you for joining in anything that I upload, and stay afloat out here. And divine clarity is our best weapon, brothers and sisters. And that's, man, children, brothers and sisters, young or old. And you say, E, what do you mean, divine clarity? Well, if you don't let things of the media, the tricks of the media, pull us away from things that's important, things like our family, ourselves, children, we have to take those moments, and I like to call them family moments. We take time off and connect with our families. That's what I've been doing the last few days. Had a wonderful time with my mom on Mother's Day, and took the boys with me out to my mom's house. It was a wonderful time, wonderful thing, when we can spend time with our families. It's beautiful. It's wonderful, So do it, as much as we can, and that's what I said, brothers and sisters, young and old. When we have clarity, we'll have righteous tunnel vision right through the tricks of the media. Cause not that I know more than anybody else or I'm better, but that great divine has put in me what it has put in a lot of great brothers and sisters out here. We just have to pay attention. This media can pull us in, as I heard a brother say a long time ago, like a web. That's why they call it the web, But when we have divine clarity, man, that's our best weapon all day, every day. And I've said in the past, my stubbornness it used to be a crutch, but now it's a weapon, and I'm stubborn to the toxic things of person, place, or thing. I know I just said thing, but I'm stubborn to the media. I'm stubborn to these, I'm not talking about the celebs that's not in no bull, but the ones that's in the bull. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing it. The beefing and all that crap. I'm sick of it. I want to hear the music. I want to hear hip hop. I don't want to hear the beefing and what rappers are doing in their business. I could care less about that. I want to hear music, positive energy, because beefing brings negative energy unless an individual brings it on themselves, because I see what's going on in the media. But when you have divine clarity, you'll sift through, the toxic shit of this media, and it's an individual that, sparked the beef from another artist that's out there. I'm talking in code. We all know who we're talking about. And I have to say, this individual, far as I know, he's an awesome artist, and I have to say he almost come close to Tupac as far as his mindset. And this beef that he got to with this other artist, and like I say, I don't say names, I talk in code, because I don't draw ones. We should never, brothers and sisters, let ourselves get drawn in to what the media throws out there all the time. I've said this. I've talked about this before. I bring it up every now and then. A podcast I made called The Honeybee Theory, and it's still happening. It's crazy. And what is the honeybee theory? Well, it's the sweetness of the media, and throws things out there, which they do over and over again. Because as many of us, especially us 70s brothers and sisters, those who've been on this planet for a while, what do we always say? The players change, but the game remains the same. So that's what the devil do, is use the same tactics over and over, sometimes person, sometimes place, sometimes things. But most of the time it's an individual, being, I would say, a puppet, so to speak. So sometimes things are done to get publicity, but the individual that becomes the victim of the publicity ends up getting hurt in the end. If it is for publicity, I don't know. But the two brothers that's the artists that's beefing in the media, one artist, and we already, just read between the lines, I talk in code. And the brother that totally mutilated this other artist, holy crap, he got divine clarity. I just hope he can stay with it and, kind of get away from the beefing and stick to making your music, bruh, and putting good positive energy into the listeners, because the brother that he's beefing with, that he beat him, he kind of had it coming, because it's something that you hear a lot of us righteous, like-minded, and I'm talking about underground teachers, brother or sister, salute, my generals, those who, who comment. And before I keep going, welcome to another Universe podcast. I meant to say that at the beginning because, as I said, every other podcast, sometimes I won't, sometimes I will. I either have nature or the universe. And why do I do that? Because as we all should, we gotta go above and beyond this media shit. Stop being in these small ass spaces. Real talk. So that's why I said a few minutes ago, we have to take time off, and spend time with our family. But it's just my opinion, just advice. That's all. Just to keep ourselves rejuvenated and we don't become stale or, just refresh ourselves so we can stay strong. Because I will always encourage and come with some kind of solution or some kind of advice or suggestions, ways to keep us strong. That's all. So that's just an advice. As I say on this channel, I suggest, teach, and give advice. So whatever it takes to make myself healthy, to make one healthy, that's what I teach to others. So just to rejuvenate, spend time with our families, connect with our loved ones. If we have, brother and sister that's in a relationship or married, spend as much time with our loved ones as we can. That let's not be no statistic. We're bigger than this. We're stronger than this. My melanated brothers and sisters, salute. But I'm gonna go back to the artist that's beefing. Now, the brother that got totally mutilated in this beef kind of had it coming, because as a lot of us have done research and have seen things come to pass that we have researched, or maybe, Hollywood or artists or celebs or politics, so-called movie stars, quotation marks. When you start seeing the bigger picture and the truth in things, you begin to look deeper into situations. Again, what I always say, person, place, or thing. But most of the time, the person is attached to something else, especially a celeb or someone in power. You get what I'm saying. You get my drift. Read between the lines. I speak in code. But as I said, the artists, they got mutilated in the beef. Hey, as all us teachers say, I was gonna say a little while ago, don't try to be something we're not, because when we do, it will come to the light and we will look like a damn fool. Real talking. As I always say, folks, this for me too. I've been through the woulda, coulda, shoulda. We have to go through the layers, and I know we hear this 1,000 times, but those of us that has experienced it, it's nothing to play with. Especially when you call yourself in the limelight and you in the spotlight and everybody know you. You better be true to oneself. And it's something I heard Lil Wayne say that, I like some of Lil Wayne's music. And, like I said, I listen to a lot of artists and stuff, whether underground or some that may be mainstream. But as we all learn, my righteous generals, and that's in our families too, brothers and sisters, young or old, as we learn and become great teachers, what do? We become observers. Because those who observe, especially the righteous things and things that benefit us in the future, and we do right in the present, some I say a lot. Something we always do, we observe. Those who observe the righteous things of life are usually the most intelligent. So with that being said, I was listening to a clip. Now, I don't really like to say names, but I'm kind of saying his name for a reason. But I mean, every now and then Lil Wayne hit on some good points. It makes sense. He kind of been through some things too, because before I finish what I was going to say, Lil Wayne said, because he was speaking on a particular artist that was on his label with him. I if I'm not mistaken, like I say, I know some things about, celebs in the industry, some things I don't. So forgive me if it's not correct. But every now and then Lil Wayne will say something that kind of makes sense. And he was speaking on an artist, the one I'm talking about that was in that beef. And he was speaking on what I just said a few minutes ago about us being something we're not. I mean, because the real bottom reason, or the real reason why we shouldn't try to be something we're not and just be who we are, especially if we're in the spotlight, we're a celeb, because it'll just blow up in our face and then we're looking crazy. And you got all these people and you get backlashes. So like I say, if you want to be in this fame, you're going to be in this spotlight, you better be true to yourself, and whatever that self is, whoever you are, that's who you better be. And that was kind of a hard lesson for me, have to go through those layers, especially if we connected to that great divine force and Mother Nature. But some, I guess, are not connected to that divine. And where is that divine? It resides deep, 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 deep in our soul. Real talk. That's where that great divine resides. So, but I want to get back to Lil Wayne, what he said about this individual that got in this beef. And again, I'm talking in code. You had to read between the lines. And he said he told him from the beginning, before he got into the beef, he said, don't change anything. Stay who you are. Rap about the things you know. Don't try to be this tough guy if you're not. Of course, we have to be tough in certain areas of our lives. But if we are not this gangster, or we are not this thug or whatever, don't act like that. Please. Again, this for me too. Sometimes I might cuss a little bit and come off a little edgy, but it's about being true to oneself. It's not about being hard. It's not about being no gangster. And that's something that Lil Wayne said, and it makes sense. Of course, you have to, as an artist, and I'm saying, like I said, I don't know everything there is about being an artist, but one thing that one knows is I love hip hop. I love hip hop, man. And I hate to see artists, whether male or female, brother or sister, that just take their gifts that great divine gives us to make music, to be fortunate to even have a huge platform to reach people, and just squander their gifts and take it for granted. Like, just stay the course, my brothers and sisters, and make music, and good music when we can, but be true to ourselves, be real, be accountable, get our ass back on board, as I always say, and keep on forging forward, because divine clarity is always and forever our best weapon for my melanated brothers and sisters. Because if we don't have that real, to the pit of the soul clarity, man, I'm telling you, we'll always be mixed up in this damn web. Real talk. So that was just some kind of a good point that Wayne made. Every now, like I said, every now and then he slip in some good points. So salute to Lil Wayne. I always try to hold on to the positive. Try to draw that positive out of there. Because it's just so much shit going on in this world. That's why I always have on my thumbnail and banner, that's why I always have the universe and nature. Because I don't want to, I know what it's like to be caught up and not aware and get mixed up in this media, and how, as a celeb, one thing I do understand, two things I understand about being a celeb. Now, I'm not condoning what some celebs do and all that, but I know I'm kind of on the whole celeb thing, but I analyze it. I observe it. I look at it at a different standpoint. I don't just take people's pictures and plaster them all over my banner and thumbnail. I try to get to the core of the situation. And, and something I've said in the past, that most artists that began, remember, I always like to remind brothers and sisters, remember, when these artists, I'm talking about the ones that's mainstream or, has been a celeb, has been in it, like known, you know what I'm saying? When they first began, a lot of them, they get mixed up in bull and the games of the industry and all that. I'm sure a lot of them did not set out to do that. So I always kind of keep that in mind. But at some point, we have to take accountability. It's unfortunate. Like I say, I'm not one of those brothers that beat people when they down. I hate to see brothers and sisters suffering and going through stuff. And that's in my family. That's my children. But as I always say, brothers and sisters, and this for me too, if you're healthy, nothing wrong with you. Everybody has a choice. We're running out of excuses. And a lot of us speak on stuff like this. We're running out of excuses, because many of us have been through so much crap. We have been through the fire. I always like to say some of us should be in a damn crazy house. Some of the shit we've been through. So those that are the generation coming up, that road you traveling, I told my 9-year-old this. That road y'all traveling, I don't care if it's cliche, if you heard it. That road y'all traveling, most of us reachers and teachers, the wise ones that's been on this planet for a while. And no, we ain't old either. I don't say old. We wise. We age like wine, because most brothers and sisters that are wise, that are reachers and teachers, I mean, like really serious about reaching people and taking care of themselves. A lot of us look young, they say black don't crack, but we have to do things to make sure that black don't crack. We can't just say that, we have to do things. See, that's what this media and TikTok and, I don't be on TikTok and Instagram and X and all this stuff. I don't be on a lot of it. And when I do, I say something positive. I might repost something on X. Most of it be positive because there's a lot of African, a lot of righteous African brothers and sisters on there. On my following list, I don't like follow, or riding along with me, and a lot of them have followed, not follow. Well, I'm saying follow because that's the way it goes on X, but I don't like that word follow. But I got a lot of great brothers and sisters that follow me on X. So I go on there. I might not tweet anything, but I'll repost a lot of things that people post, like positive things about sisters and positive things about brothers, melanated brothers and sisters. I repost it. I'm always looking for the positive. Now, is one perfect? Hecky no. Especially when I'm at work, I'm dealing with the public and cooking and all that stuff. But man, when you got that divine clarity, and I'm talking about clarity of yourself, the world, family, as I always say, person, place, or thing, our children, man, we can just see things for what they are and not trying to be something we're not. We can breathe. Man, it's wonderful, but it takes work to get to that space. Real talk, it takes work. As I said about the artists, I'm sure a lot of them that end up getting mixed up in bull, or some celebs, I'm sure when they were young, man, they didn't set out to get mixed up in this shit. So a lot of it is to do with evil entities. But at some point, we have to take accountability. We have to let things go. We can't be afraid to lose things. Would we rather have our integrity, or would we rather have material things? Because material things can be replaced. Real talk. Material things lose value as soon as we buy it. But integrity lasts forever. Lasts longer than money. Real talk. That righteous integrity where you let nothing waver you. I remember a long time ago, and I'm sure many of us can relate to this, brother or sister, young or old. Salute those who are underground. I don't care about that spotlight shit and connected to that great, great divine and Mother Nature. I'm sure a lot of us had desires, but it just, the great divine just chooses certain ones that it doesn't want, that force doesn't want to go in there. And it gives us the spirit of researching, the spirit of being able to educate oneself, because that's not really an easy thing to do. It's easier said than done, like educating yourself. Because when you're educating yourself and you're not really, you listen to other teachers and you get advice, maybe from family members, stuff like that. But like learning how to deal with one's own emotions and stuff like that, it's not an easy thing to do. Because what I always say, folks, that great divine will test us on our character from time to time. It could be finances, it could be our character, it could be triggers, test us on triggers, jealousy, lust, all that. When we come into this righteous walk, African spirituality, as I said, it is no freaking joke. I'm telling you, when you really come into it and you really feel it in your soul, ain't nothing to play with. Real talk. And you got the righteous brothers and sisters out there. I'm talking about the real ones. Our discernment is on fire. Once we have mastered discernment, I don't think we can be stopped. I mean, there's a lot of work to be done. But once a brother or a sister, a family member, or, young or old, once one has mastered discernment, we will have divine clarity on everything. Righteous divine clarity. I like saying righteous because, I don't want no type of evil, demon, devils, nothing. Real talk, the best way I can. Real talk. I try my best to deflect anything that's toxic, because what I always say, folks, toxicity can be contagious, and we see that in the media, the world, so that's why that's why I always had a universe or nature on my banner and or podcast, because I want to keep one's mind elevating. So whenever whoever's listening to me or someone asks for advice, I want to have that energy to elevate them. I try to be as positive as I can. Not always easy, and sometimes hard, but it's not about it's an energy. It's a means for creating a better life. That's what positivity is all about. But it's not always soft. Sometimes it got to come aggressive. It just depends on, the energy of person, place, or thing that we're encountering, man. But it's wonderful when we can have that success state of mind, And as I say, brothers and sisters, when we do whatever we can to maintain it. Real talk. So that was just some things that was in my spirit, and I haven't done this in a while. Like I say, folks, Set that tone every morning. Tell yourself it's gonna be a good day, and thank that great divine before our feet hit the floor, and thank him for our family and children, ourselves, and more. And just stay fired up. Practice on being fired up every day. Salute to my son, Lord Lamont, and the rest of my children and their mothers, my family, and salute to my Uncle Terry, and my mom. Had a wonderful time with my mom Sunday. It was nice. I went to her church, visited her church, and I put it on my channel. It's right on my channel. And I'm not in Christianity, I'm not in religion, but I still have respect for others, because as we all know, everyone has to come to their own truth. And it's all about what? The heart. If a brother and sister got a right heart, they'll come to that truth. So, like I said, I'm out of religion. And I remember when I first got out of religion, I was kind of like, at first I was like, you should not do this. You shouldn't be in. But, I had to learn, everyone has to come to their own truth. And they will. Everybody comes to that truth. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So it's just something I always like to say. What are you going to do when that truth comes for you, hypothetically? Not you per se, but you. You know what I mean? So everybody comes to it, whether it's bad or good. Great divine don't play. Real talk. I've had many spiritual spankings. Real talk. And great divine does not play. Neither does Mother Nature. Go against that force. I always say that. Go against that force and see what happens. Many people have experienced it, So, again, just want to give a little encouragement and just keep on being positive and adding to the culture and or humanity. And like I say, salute to my aunt. And we be having some great conversations. Every time I talk, I was like, man, I wish I was recording. One day I'm gonna record me and him talking. We just talk about everything, and me and my uncle's always been there for a brother, as well as my mom. We had a great time. Oh, back to the religion thing I was saying. Like I say, everybody has to come to their own truth. But it was wonderful. Everybody was nice, and the pastor, and it was, like I say, we got some pastors that ain't right. But this particular pastor that I recorded, I put it on my channel. He a good dude. I met him. Nice brother. Gave a very good message. He really did. I really felt his message. And had a wonderful time. Lovely church. So, but everybody has to come to that truth. So long if you got a good heart, we good. We good. Amongst the challenges and the storms that will come in. But when you got a right heart and you righteous to the pit of that soul, where that great divine resides, it'll be less challenges. I always like to say, it'll be little stress or no stress at all, because that's a word you'll never hear me say. Because I will always try my best to harbor nothing but positive energy the best way I can. So thank those for coming in to another Universe podcast. Current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view, brother, sister, general, family, the best way we can. Practice on having divine clarity. Because through this media and all this bullshit out here, as I said, take time off. Connect with our family so it can keep us whole. You know what I'm saying? Because divine clarity is our best weapon. Salute.